Now this is cool. Hey everybody, Chris Beytes from GrowerTalks magazine, and I am here at the Hoffmann Heimos Millstat Young Plants Poinsettia Trial number
18
with the master of ceremonies here, Amy Morris.
Hi.
You couldn't escape. I know you saw me coming with the microphone.
I did try to run. I really did try to run.
We cornered you now to ask you, how are things going here? The 18th year.
I know, it's great.
Millstat, Illinois, trialing poinsettias.
Well, it's the biggest one we've had so far. We added 72 varieties this year, so we have a total of 222 varieties we're showing in this room.
Name them all.
Oh, Chris, you don't have that much time. And then we have
222 poinsettia varieties, and there's probably some that aren't here.
Well, we have our hidden trials. The breeders ask us to do Y1 to Y4 trials. So
we'll go find those later.
Those are hidden. You can look at Ball's genetics. Unless the breeders give you permission, you cannot.
All right. How many different breeding companies are here?
7.
7 breeders, 222 varieties, which is why you need to put it on your agenda to come, no matter where you are in the country, because this is a Midwest trial. We're here in sort of west central Illinois, but where does this really apply to?
Well, this trial this year is Texas. We are in darn Texas or Mexico because we have had nothing but heat and no rain. So 2 years ago, we were a Wisconsin trial because we were so cold for the summer. We didn't get above. So it's crazy. We are in a unique opportunity where we can blend either way, north or south. So it's a great trial for growers because, you know, you can see how the plants respond to our weather pattern of how things happen. So
and it's a real grower trial.
It is a true grower trial. I started it. I've never been to a poinsettia trial before. And as a grower, this is what I thought it should be. We grow them here on the floors and we do them in blocks. And we do always keep another section of all of them somewhere else, just in case something happens.
All right.
Things happen.
Well, you must enjoy doing it. It must be the highlight of your year if you do it every year for 18 years.
I feel it's a responsibility for us to help educate the industry on what's really works well for them. I love doing it because it brings so many people together and I get to see everybody. But it is really good to be able to walk through and just see how different genetics perform. And especially this year being a hot trial, I was talking to a couple of the breeders. They're like, oh, yeah, you can tell you guys were hot.
It's poinsettias. You get one shot a year at them to get it right. Well, it's a beautiful looking trial and everybody seems happy. We need to go out and find those 7 breeders, though, and have them take us through their specific varieties.
I hope you do. Unfortunately, one of the breeders, they couldn't be here, so we have another person representing both of them.
We'll find them.
Okay, great.
They won't hide like you tried to.
I did.
Thank you, Amy.
Thanks.
Osvaldo has caught me talking to my friend Heron Steenbergen from Bacon Camp. And who doesn't love bacon? Or Beacon Camp, as we call it here in America. How are you, Heron?
I'm good. How are you, Chris? Good to see you.
Very good. And you've got a few new poinsettias to talk about. You're holding a red one here, so I assume you want to talk about this beauty. Which one is this?
This is Nyla Red. Nyla Red is our newest introduction this year, and it's known for, and the best feedback I got today here was because of its dark foliage and like a very interesting red color with a touch of orange in it.
Yeah, so that's scarlety red, and I noticed a sort of a V-shaped bract, sort of a deep bract.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the Saithia is a little deeper, so it doesn't show as much when it's aging. So that gives the grower a larger window to ship these plants when they're done.
All right, that's Nyla. And how many weeks? I said 7.5 weeks.
7.5 weeks response time.
So that's middle of the season kind of variety.
Right there, absolutely.
All right, pot sizes for the Nyla?
It's 4, 6, and 8 inch.
Pretty much any standard size.
All the standards.
Very good. All right, and here you were showing us Nova Cinnamon, I believe, was one you were talking about.
Yeah, correct.
Earlier,
That's also a new introduction with Beacon Camp. It's our first cinnamon variety in our catalog, and it's actually a more vigorous cinnamon variety. So we're talking 6, 8, 10-inch pot sizes. And it's one of an earlier variety, so 7 weeks response time.
All right. And then we're not going to look at them, but you said in your Kayla Red, which is well, you've got colors coming on that in
Absolutely.
Series, right? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So we introduced Kayla Red 3 years ago. And then in our catalog, we have 2 new colors, which are Kayla Metallic Pink and Kayla Pink. So that is ready for next year for growers to trial. And a little sneak preview. For 2027, they can trial a Kayla Marble.
All right. We don't have those here to show you, otherwise we would, but pay attention to those Kayla colors. And it's a true series, so they'll mix really well in colored combo pots?
Absolutely. They're true family, and so that means for the grower, they perform all the same.
All right. That's a few new poinsettias from Bacon Camp, because who doesn't love bacon?
Everyone loves us. Thank you, Chris.
Selecta has a lot of red poinsettias out here, all with Christmas in the name, unless it's an experimental. And speaking of Christmas, here's Christmas James Dukas. How are you, James?
Doing well today, another Heimos trial.
We've been here many times looking at poinsettias. You're holding a red one, but this is a little different than the other reds we looked at. Tell me about Christmas Royale.
Yes, this continues Selecta's modern poinsettia breeding with a couple features for the growers here. We're talking about an upright V architecture, great for sleeving, also ventilation for late disease control. We're also talking here high producibility, and then a great root system going into your new wood fiber mixes. That way it can play well and be very...
Leaves also, I think, was a characteristic as we were looking at the chassis of the plant. I love these breeder buzzwords.
Well, we have to come up with new technology and new buzzwords to create new flair around what is an old and traditional crop.
All right, but what the consumer sees on top as far as modern breeding, talk about that, especially as it pertains to Royale.
We want the color to be on top. We want a nice bract that will develop in color early, but we also want the cyathea to then develop late.
Mm-hmm.
That way, for our growers, we have a long ship window within the greenhouse, longer than 2 weeks. We want to be able to hold at cold temperatures, so we have a 3 to a 4 week shipping window out of the greenhouse, but we don't want the cyathea to develop at the same time. That way, the cyathea developing later provides a nice shelf life for our customer's customer.
Sure.
All right, because we do want the poinsettia to be sold early, but also last all the way to Christmas and beyond.
Now, Royale is not an early variety. It says 8 weeks on the label there. Is that accurate? Or not? Yeah, 8 week response time. Is that pretty accurate?
So that is a response time for actual cyathea development, right? So
It'll be in color before then.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Because that's the modern that we're shooting for as far as poinsettia breeding from Selecta. Early to color, late for cyathea development.
Royal does have a slightly deeper color than, say, we're looking at Christmas Wish Red right next to it, Osvaldo. Not sure if the camera is picking up the differences in the shade. Christmas Wish, a little more scarlet, maybe. This one has just that hint of more blue in it. Not a blue
Exactly.
poinsettia, but it's deeper color.
No, that is a Selecta red that we are famous for, is the darker shade, more rich as the color, right? And honestly, with a lot of the different reds that we have, under your different lighting situations, now that homes have gone to LEDs from fluorescence, they actually pop at different...
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
What
why
else?
we have different shades.
What else do we have from Selecta that's new?
Oh, well, we do have something that I do want to... we have a first ever euphorbia type going in as trials for next season that I want to focus on and take you over to. That way we can generate a little buzz and excitement to get people to
All right.
trial going into
Point in the right
27.
direction.
We're going to go over to that corner.
Well, James, I'm glad you have something sort of experimental to show us, because you wouldn't let us show those cool new whites that are coming in a year or two. But what are these? These look like euphorbias.
They are our first euphorbia types under the Selecta banner that we will be launching. Particularly, I believe that we will have a full launch for 2027, but here coming up for next season in 2026, we do have some samples that I would like growers to particularly go out and play with in their programs. Looks like we will be going with all 3 colors, which there was some debate when I have to make these decisions a year in advance. So I don't always have the perfect crystal ball to make these decisions, but from feedback from growers and customers this year in the very much the experimental year, we're going to go forward with all 3. But yeah, for 2026, make sure you take some samples and you put them into your program.
And euphorbia, of course, all poinsettias are euphorbias, but these are hybrids. That's how you get this weird, this vivid color, the unusual shape, etc., right?
Yeah, that is exactly that. And really, in the marketplace, I'll be really honest, poinsettia is essentially Kleenex when it comes to the euphorbia types, right? Many people will call them poinsettia types. But we're going to be a little...
earned that moniker, I would say. They've been out
They have,
and paving the way.
Being first to market has its benefits.
All right, you got one more to show, but it's an interesting color. It's down that way, I think, right?
Yeah, let's go.
What are we calling this beauty, James?
This is new for 26. This is golden yellow. So this continues our more of a fruit bowl salad, if you will, collection of wild colors.
I'm holding lemon yellow.
Yes.
Just so you can see, we have a lemon yellow and a golden yellow. Do we need yellow poinsettias, though, when everybody's saying our whites are too yellow? When we use
this is an actual yellow. We're trying for this to be yellow, unfortunately, other than some of the creamier type whites that are some of the older breeding. But yes, this is exciting colors for those that maybe have grown a little bored with the traditional red and white poinsettias. So particularly we see these more exciting colors sell into landscapes that have more of a subtropical feel.
There you go. Now it's a medium vigor, 8 weeks, so it's not early enough to put, say, like a fall positioning, is it?
No, it is not. I never, that requires a lot of blackout for our growers and a lot of manipulation. That's not something that I'm positioning these golden yellows, this new one, to be into that segment. This is something that is going to be sold before Thanksgiving, around that Thanksgiving timeline, before we get into our traditional Advent poinsettia calendars.
Well, that's great. A great novelty, especially for those independent garden centers or anyone looking for something unique. Golden yellow from Selecta. Thank you, James Dukas.
Thank you.
Fruit salad of poinsettias. I like that. We have come over to a bay full of in-bloom poinsettias. That's In Bloom, INBLUME, the potted plant division from Express Seed, correct? With
That's
Rebecca
correct.
Simonsa. How are you, Rebecca?
Yeah, good. How about you?
Very good. And you're holding a red poinsettia. This one must be important to you. What is this?
Yeah, so this is brand new for 2026 in our collection. This is called Timeless Red. Timeless is a mid-season, vigorous variety that works well in larger container sizes. Has very upright V-shaped architecture.
Show the side of it.
Yep.
You know where you get that habit there.
Great habit. It's got that bouquet style that we like. So we like it when all the flowers are upstairs, we say. So when it gets that nice presentation on the top and you get that nice smooth look. This variety has more of like a upright tulip shape to the bracts, a nice clean look and a kind of fresh look.
Yeah, you really see a pan across the bay of the Timeless reds there, because you do kind of see that tulip shape, I think. It's very nice
for us. And we also really like that closed center. So when it's got that nice, clean, fresh kind of whirl and the tight centers and good cyathea quality. We're also breeding for that upright branching, but not limited branching. So growers still want varieties that do produce a prolific amount of branches, but still that strong architecture.
I've heard this passes the drop test several times.
Yeah, this one does pass the drop test.
No need to demonstrate, unless you want to.
Yeah, and if you want me to. I don't know. This is risky.
How many of you have had employees who do that 10 times a day?
Yeah, this is actually a first for this plant. I've got one down here that we've done it 3 times now.
All right, that's Timeless Red.
Timeless Red.
Unbreakable. Come on. So next we're going to look at another red, but I mean, would you lean this into burgundy territory?
Dark Velvet. This is new this year as well. It is in the Burgundy or Merlot class. We purposely did not call it Burgundy because it is not. There's an oldie variety called Cortez Burgundy that everybody loved to hate on because of the issues that it had. This overcomes all the issues, but it's not exactly the same burgundy color. However, it does look very nice under retail lights. It's that rich kind of Merlot color. Nice mid-season timing, great applicable habit to any container size.
This modern habit we're all talking about.
Habit.
Now,
Yep, modern habit for sure.
Right.
And this one you could sell as I think the IGCs are going to like it as a dark red color. So it's a little bit more mainstream than some of the novelty burgundies that we've had before.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to look at that and say, I like that red.
Yep,
They
like that
mix it.
red,
Yep.
like the kind of two-tone that you get. And this is a variety that we sell in Europe as well, so we have a lot of experience with it. It's a nice, easy grower-friendly variety.
All right. As we head back to this third of your 4 introductions, I'm going to point out that as you have organized the breeding from Syngenta and Reinhardt kind of under one umbrella, you decided we need some naming that's a little more understandable. So you've gone for fashion.
Yeah, so
names.
we needed a kind of naming concept that was sustainable to carry us into the future. And it's not easy when you're trying to reinvent the Christmas wheel, right? And I have always kind of wanted to play around with some fashion words, and so this was the time to do it. And so the In Bloom brand going forward is all going to be, kind of words that are around the fashion industry. When you look at our catalog too, you're going to see things like red carpet and high-heeled shoes and lipstick tubes and that kind of stuff.
Helps you growers kind of know where things come from when you see a name. Yeah.
Sell any more poinsettias? Probably not, but we really had some fun with it, and that's what's important.
Well, hence Stiletto Red.
Yes, stiletto red. So what do we know about stiletto? They're high-heeled shoes and very high-heeled shoes with some vigor. Stiletto is a variety that's just that. Has very strong V-shaped architecture. It is a vigorous variety, so I would put this in more your kind of premium 8 and 10-inch containers. Nice bright red color that looks great under retail lights. Dark leaves, good Cyathea quality, and a nice balance between that upright architecture and not too few branches like we can see sometimes with modern branching characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
So this is stiletto, and again, a nice mid-season variety. It says compact on the label, but it is not. It's a high heel.
We've learned that sometimes the labels are not quite accurate. Is it an 8-week variety?
It is an 8-week variety.
There you go.
So this is a mid-season mainstream core red.
All right. And then lastly, we're going to slide back a little further to one called Glamour here, which is a little more compact, a little earlier. How is Glamour?
So Glamour is going to be the first one that hits the runway, first one out. It's a 7 to a 7.5 week response time. It does show early bract color also, but has great Cyathea retention. So a lot of times with your really early season varieties, Cyathea holding capacity can be kind of somewhat limited, but that's what we like about this one. It has great shelf life as well. This is actually sold in Europe and was the winner of the LTO trials a couple years ago. Part of that rigorous testing at the LTO trials is post-harvest keeping.
What is LTO?
So LTO is it's a Dutch trial that's run by the growers. It's an independent trial that's run by growers in the Netherlands. It's a blind trial, so they come in and they judge the varieties 3 or 4 times throughout the season, and then it also goes through the post-harvest studies at Aalsmeer Flower Auction. And so it's from a grower perspective, they're really looking at it on their level, what works for them, and then what works well in post-harvest environment. And so this one, was the winner of that trial 2 years ago. And so we know that it's a good variety. It's been tested in North America quite a bit, and we like the way it performs in all regions, works in all container sizes, and it's just a good early option.
Beautiful. Four beautiful new reds, each with a different use, place, habit, and stylish, fashionable name, all from In Bloom. Thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to be your poinsettia expert on these next 2 breeding companies because the fellow representing them had to dash to the airport. But he gave us the scoop on Graf varieties and Lazari varieties. We're starting here with Graf. Graf is a Danish breeder, and you'll know their varieties generally if you see a Q in front of them, specifically the name Quismas. That's how you pronounce Quismas. Quismas, just pretend you're 6 years old. Quismas. And that was kind of the idea. They are breeding in Denmark for low inputs, like fewer PGRs or no PGRs, and low temperature growing. So those are great traits. But as they come to North America, they're working on bringing in heat tolerance and some real good red varieties. For instance, Osvaldo, come on down. A couple of new ones here. This is Quismas Bond, which is a nice compact mid-season 8-week red. But they also really kind of got their start with novelties, and I want to show you one here. This is Quismas Crunch Red. Now, Crunch, if you've been around a while, you'll notice this is a winter rose type with that rose-shaped flower, slightly curly foliage. It's a little bit looser kind of a winter rose than the traditional winter rose, the original one. It's also a little more uniform, they say, across the top. So that's Christmas Crunch. There's also a pink. And then, Osvaldo, come down this way. There's one that didn't quite fit in with that because it's a little bit more vigorous and not quite as uniform a habit. This is Christmas Snowball, and it's basically a white. You could say it's a white quunch, but it doesn't quite fit that collection of crunches. I said quunch, didn't I? Christmas quunch. No, that's crunch. The whole Q thing is getting to me here. And then also in novelties, we come down here. This one is called Christmas Mojito. Now, I live in Florida now, and a mojito would be nice at Christmas time. And it's mojito because it's kind of a minty colored green or white. Not a pure white by any means. But then if you want a pure white, this is Christmas White right next to it. So, and then a couple more novelties I'll show you because they really did get their start in novelties. This is Christmas Yellow, and it is a later variety. So this is not one you're going to do around Thanksgiving. It's an 8.5 week variety. And then this one is interesting too. This is Christmas Oak, and it's got kind of oak-shaped leaves to it. Really more of an oak color, I guess, a fall leaf kind of a color. So that's just a few varieties from Graf breeding. Now I'm going to put on my Italian hat. We're moving from Denmark to Italy, and we're going to Lazari. And Lazari, similar story to Graf, known for novelties, European breeder, doing a great job, really wants to get into the North American market, working hard on the reds, but they've got a lot of novelties as well. And one of their novelties is a glitter type. It's down here. It's called Superba. It's Superba Poker. They didn't put it on the sign, but if you see poker in a Lazari variety, it means it has a lot of variability. Normally that's a bad thing. Breeders want to breed that out, but sometimes you can celebrate the fact that you never know what sort of bracts are going to be popping up. You see some whites popping up in here, some reds. They put the name orange and white on the variety, which is a bit odd. There's no orange in there. Leave it to the Italians, but that is Superba orange, poker orange and white glitter from Lazari. And possibly the novelty of the variety. In fact, look at the orange flags in here, Osvaldo. These are votes for favorite varieties, and we've already got 7 flags, I believe, in here on Thursday morning. This is Papahena Marble. Papahena, if you are a follower of operas, I think, Papahena is a sprite in The Magic Flute. And this, I would call this almost, let's see, I need to pick this up, Osvaldo, so you can see it. I would call this a Christmas coleus. Is that a thing? Check this out. Let's bring it in close here. First off, look at the serrated edge there. Just like one of those old under-the-sea coleus. Same with the foliage, and note the two-tone coloration of the foliage and the crazy serrated edges. I don't know how uniform this would be across different greenhouses, climates, temperatures, PGR regimes, but it's a marble type of plant, Papahena, but with that really unique foliage and shape. So that's a few new varieties from Lazari of Italy. I like that one. I'm going to vote for it too. Our next breeding company here at the Heimos Trials is Doomin' Orange with my friend Tim Clark, National Sales Manager for the aforementioned company.
How are you doing? Good. Very well. Thanks for coming.
You know a little bit about poinsettias?
Just a bit. Just a bit.
It's good because there's a lot of them here. And if we were
Quite a bit.
If you don't know about them, this is going to be a short video.
That's right.
This first one, Rapid Red, is one of your new red introductions.
Exactly.
Tell us about what makes it rapid.
So it's one of our earliest. It's a 6.5 week response time, as you can see. It's a little bit. It's like a medium vigor. You can put this.
These up so Osvaldo can get the close up on it too. You can point out the habit.
Yeah. So
Cyathea.
you get a good medium sized bract on it. It's a medium vigor. Really pronounced Cyathea, sort of like more of an old school type, poinsettia.
Back to my sub-GB days.
Exactly, the old Victory V14s, yes.
Sure.
From a growing standpoint, obviously, it's got a really nice upright V-shaped habit. And as I mentioned, you can put this in a 4-inch, you can put it all the way up to a 10-inch. It sizes up really well, but it's naturally going to come into bloom that first 10 days of November or so.
So that's for your earliest customers.
Exactly.
How's it doing the heat?
Really pretty good heat tolerance on it. We've not seen much issue with it. This is its first year being commercial. We think it's going to be a nice variety.
All right, you got another red down here in its second year, I believe you said. But there's so we could talk about it briefly, but then you had another reason you wanted to talk about this one.
Right. So what I'm holding here is our Freya Red. This is part of a larger family series. We have the 3 other colors in there as well. We have white, pink, and marble. What's really nice about this, again, it's a relatively early variety, 7.5 weeks. So again, it can also go in early to stores. It holds its cyathea very well. But you can match this and put it into baskets. Growers can grow
the colors.
Exactly.
So they are a true sport. So they're a series.
Correct. It is a series.
Right. So they do match in timing, habit, everything else.
Exactly. Yep. Really nice series. We're very excited about this one as well. And like I said, the marbling on on the actual marble is really pronounced. I don't see that in any of our other marbling, and it's very nice to see.
Holds its color well.
Very, very.
Speaking of colors, you've got at least one color you're going to show us, right?
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a walk. You were talking about the Freya colors. Here's Freya White, a very traditional looking white variety, it seems to me, especially compared to this new one, Moni. Tell me about Moni.
Yeah, so Moni is our newest white introduction. It's a nice medium vigor, roughly mid-season. You've got about an 8-week response time on it. As you can tell, it's a much brighter than what the Freya series is. I'd classify that more into our pure whites. But this is a wonderful composition in terms of a poinsettia. It's going to hold its shape really well. Its branch and structure is very sturdy. Compared to some of the pure whites, have a tendency to be a little bit straggly.
It's next to Frozen, which people love for that pure, bright white. But those are also a little more challenging, a little delicate.
More delicate is a good way to put it.
But so Moni, cleaner white, brighter white, but in a good, strong plant. Exactly. Then you got one other color to show us around that way.
Fabulous pink. Let's go head over there.
Fabulous, as in Yuletide.
That's exactly.
And this is Fabulous Pink, Tim Clark.
Right. That's right. So here we have a new introduction into the Fabulous family, if you will. We have a red that
I'll grab this. There we go.
Yeah.
Now you can show them side by side. So we can show that this truly is that's a sport of the red. So
they're going to match
family
very, very well. Again, the red has that really nice, deep, rich, velvety red with a little bit of texture to the bracts. And you're seeing the same thing here in the pink. Really good traditional pink. It's going to match very well. Again, excited to have this one in the family as well. I think
medium vigor, 8-week. Any pot size, basically?
Pretty much from a 4-inch all the way up to 10. And what's really unique about this series or this family is that it's very grower friendly. You're going to use very little to no PGRs as you grow these.
All right. Reds, whites, pinks from Doom and Orange.
That's right.
Very interesting. Suntory has been at the Heimos trial and elsewhere with their Poinsettia hybrid euphorbias for a long time. In fact, this type of poinsettia is really being called the Poinsettia type. It's been a while since we've seen anything new in poinsettias, but Suntory has actually made an improvement in one of their important colors. It's Poinsettia Hot Pink Improved. Right here is Hot Pink, a very nice variety. Nothing wrong with it just looking at it by itself, but when you see the improvement, you notice, yes, as they say, a little richer color, little more branching, so you have a few more bracts up there, and overall, what Delilah Onifree says is just a nicer presentation. That is Poinsettia Hot Pink Improved from Suntory. Poinsettias, we've seen a few from the 7 breeders and 222 different varieties here at the Hoffmann Heimos trial, but there's more to see if you come, and that is, what do you do with poinsettias and other holiday plants to sell them to consumers? They've got a beautiful display here at the greenhouse. They've got painted and dyed poinsettias. They've got all sorts of packaging for them. the other complementary plants you can sell alongside your poinsettias. So there's really a lot to see, which is why you need to put this beautiful trial on your calendar for next year. Until then, I'm Chris Beytes from GrowerTalks magazine saying Merry Christmas and Happy Poinsettias.
Wait! Did you forget about me? Today we're going to talk about bracts. Wait, I'm not properly dressed. Jen, give me my lab coat.
She's in Cancun.
Okay, Chris, give me my lab coat.
Yeah!
Bract attack. A bract is not just a bract. In fact, there are 9 kinds of bracts. Oh, here comes one now. I like these. There are leafy bracts, a spathy bract. This is the spadix, and this is the bract. Involucral bracts. Wow! Daily bracts. Cupiole bracts. Epicalyx bracts. Oh. Bloom bracts. Lemma and pilea. And petaloid. Bract attack. A petaloid bract is brightly colored and often serves the same function as petals. That is, it attracts pollinators. Bract attack. Ooh, do my peepers perceive a painted petaloid? In fact, petaloid bracts are often mistaken for flowers, which is why, to the uninitiated, they think all of this is the flower. But we know it's really the involucre, and the flower is the cyathea. But those are other videos. Even within petaloid bracts, there is a great variety. Check it. Yeah! Bract attack. So the next time somebody says they want to talk about bracts, stop them and say petaloid bracts. And that's the fact. Jack.